I'm here for. All right, as you see behind me, that is the video what you need to see. And that brought me to a subject of skills of people need. And most have that skill to some degree. And it is to listen and also to ask the right questions, good questions, right? And how do you learn to ask good questions? By asking many questions. You'll realize what questions will give you good answers, and by asking many questions, you realize some questions don't give good answers, some questions give good answers, and then you start discovering which questions you need to ask more of. Some successful people, if you ask them questions, then
Oh, hi guys.
if you ask good questions, or even let's say you don't ask a good question to someone who's very successful, many times they will tell you, "Oh, that question gives them. You should be." They'll tell you that you should be asking this question instead of that question, and this question will bring out this answer, and it will answer your question, but it will end up being that they have already taught you a better question, a question what will give you good answers, and then they'll answer that question for you. So you learn two things from that. You're learning to ask a more valuable question, that you get a better answer. Also, you're learning about the answer, right? So that's what they both do very well. Omar and Dan. They both do those things very well. And I really like this. Also the answers, what are given here. So Omar is asking really good questions, and Dan is answering those questions very well. Also, he's giving a few stories, like his history, right? And then one more step he does is he will also explain why it's important. So when he's explaining, right, he answers the question, and there's times it's in a story, as he will just say how the past was, how he learned and stuff, and he will explain that to you very well without you asking a question for it. So when he tells you something, and it can just be, you can think of it if you don't catch it, that you don't listen well enough, that you understand what that you can learn from. Then the times he says a story, then he will also say what that story means, what he learned from it, how it can help. And without you knowing exactly what the benefit of that story, what he has just told you, it will be lost. And the good thing is he will explain the story as well. So he won't, like here in this video, he speaks about the times, like his past different stages. And he will tell you the story, and then he will also tell you the answer, even though you didn't ask that question. But it's the whole lesson of that story, what you could learn And for those who are not listening for learning in stories, he will also tell you the reason, like what that story can help you with, and things like that. So that's very helpful, especially for beginners and things like that. But do not listen. They're listening to a very surface level, and many times we find ourselves doing that, or we have a very strong opinion, thought, whatever, and we will just try to put that story towards that, or dismiss it very quickly without actually going in depth into the story and look at how you can learn from it. What can you do from that story that will give you a good outcome in the future, things like that. I really like this video, and you definitely have to listen to it. So I would say re-watch this video a number of times and keep listening to deep listening. So let's say, like, for example, for deep listening, you take notes and write it down. You can record little pieces here and there, different things like that for your notes. The best thing is to actually write it down. So when something has been said, like the story or the explanation of it, or what lesson you can learn from it, that's very good what Dan does there. He actually does things like that. You can write those notes down. You can pause it if you'd like, write it down, and then play it again. And you can do that a number of times. And that's one thing. You watch this, you can learn a lot of things, a lot of stages in business, in life, all kinds of things. Even in communication, connection, rapport, so many things. So it doesn't matter what profession you are, or if you're just even in self-development or whatever it may be, this video will help you with that. The way Dan speaks, what he's explaining, and also the stories he says and things like that. Huge value in that. And it can help you with just life itself. In any area, and building rapport or connecting with people and things like that, that you can use anywhere and everywhere. Whatever you do, wherever you meet, things like that is very helpful. Wanted to share you with that. Oh, and I'm going to again put a link below for you to be able to get to that video, or you could just, since I have it in my background now, you can write that down and find it. So I'll put the link below. That way you don't have to go through the whole search thing, and you just scroll down and click under this video. And I'll put it in the description, right? I'll share that with you guys so that you guys also can see this video. I would like to share this with you. I think it will help many people, and it would be great if you actually looked into it a bit more. Both of these guys, you'll find many more things which you can learn from them. So this is what I want to share with you guys.